Hello, thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about the Japanese PlayStation 3 game Wangan Midnight. This game was developed by Genki, released in 2007. Genki has a long history of racing games they've developed, all the way back from the 16-bit era. You may be familiar with the Tokyo Extreme Racer series from the Dreamcast. And this series features a lot of street racing, and the unique thing about it is kind of how you can just drive around on the courses, and it's kind of free roaming. You choose to race with other cars on the road by getting behind them and flashing your headlights at them. In 2002, a partnership was formed between Namco and Genki to produce games based on Michiharu Kusunoki's racing manga Wangan Midnight. They produced a couple of arcade games, and they also produced this game here for the PlayStation 3, which has no relation to the arcade games, if you're familiar with those at all. The game features a lot of cutscenes, which showcase Mr. Kusunoki's artwork and tell the story of the game. It's interesting. I think his character designs are pretty nice, but they seem to be very use a lot of manga tropes for the expressions, and sometimes seem a bit over emotive for the situation.
参るよな。お前の兄貴は死んだんだ。もういない。そしてこの Z は今、俺の車で。俺にはお前の兄貴の代わりはできない。乗れよ。最後にもう一度。留学するんだろ。お前が帰ってきた時、もうこの Z は走っていないかもしれない。
あなたが自分からこの Z を降りるの？それとも
わからない。どうしてか。ただそんな予感がするんだ。この Z はもうそんなに長くは生きられないと。
So here we're starting a story battle. And this is a race where our win condition is just to beat our rival racer here. And, you know, sometimes your win conditions are different. You might be trying to maintain a minimum distance between you and another racer, or you might be racing against multiple people. And it's neat. You're always racing at night. You're always racing with other traffic. If you're playing in one of the modes like time attack or something like that, you can actually toggle traffic on or off. But in the story mode, I believe you're always racing on roads with traffic, which lends a bit of kind of a random and dangerous element to the game, which I think it lends a little bit of fun to it. Some people might not agree, but I also enjoy the characters. You know, the dialogue and the drama that's going on. I think it just adds a little bit of fun to the racing. It's actually a little bit cheesy and melodramatic, but yeah, I think that's kind of fun. And I can't speak as a Wangan Midnight fan. I've never read the comic before, but if you have, you know, might especially get an extra kick out of the story-related elements. And one of the things that might throw you off about this game when you first start playing it is the default control scheme utilizes what I have to assume at this point is a little known and probably unremembered feature of the PlayStation 3 controllers, which is the fact that the buttons are actually analog. They're not strictly digital, so they do respond to pressure, and in your default control scheme, the amount of pressure that you put on the X button actually controls your throttle. This was very confusing for me when I first started playing this game, and I really couldn't understand why sometimes I was going fast and sometimes I would just go slowly and I would just time out in my race, and really confused until I realized that it actually matters how hard you push on those buttons. So very interesting feature of this game. He's like, his death, you know, it wasn't your fault, right? He's talking to the car. So also in the story, all of your races are done in series. So here you can see the ranks that we got on the various stages of the race. It's like, do you understand now? It's like it wasn't the Z's fault, you know. It was my driving mistake. He's like, you know, me and my Z, we're gonna, you know, I want to, you know, communicate with the Blackbird again. I wanna, you know, I kind of want to race against the Blackbird again, and, you know, I will appear on Wangan again. It's like, this is the start of, you know, my and Z's Wangan story. So this game does feature customization. It's a little unconventional. You're not actually choosing from parts that you purchase for your cars. Your customizations actually span, you know, all of the cars that you drive, and you can just choose from these different cards that will give you different levels of either muffler or rear spoiler, that kind of thing. So here we're doing a time attack battle. And you can see in the upper right hand corner we've hit 3 of the checkpoints, so we're coming up on the end here. And the game has a really nice sense of speed. And it, you know, there are some interesting things about it. You do actually have to keep track of your engine. You can't actually just run the car, you know, full blast. You have to kind of keep an eye on your RPMs, otherwise you'll blow your engine. But we got rank first, and we got a new card. So, you know, by doing these races, you'll get more of these cards. This is actually a muffler card, so we should have a new muffler that we can choose for our car, which is going to help us our performance. And, you know, running the different races in the story mode and the other modes will help us to unlock these cards. The way that I started was basically playing through the story mode and playing with the first character. I got as far as I could and unlocked different cards as I finished each battle. Then I started playing with the next character when I got as far as I could with the first one and played through as many of those as I could. You know, having unlocked new cards for that, I was able to go back and play the first character again, maybe get a little bit further. So that's kind of what you want to do, is keep running different races, keep trying to get better rankings. The best I've managed to get in the story-related races is about silver. So, you know, if I could get an A rank more consistently in some of those, I could get a gold. I think you can get platinums that will give you additional cards. And you could see in that card select, there's just tons of cards. I mean, they're all numbered. There's up into like 90, you know, 100. I'm not sure how many cards there are, but there are a bunch. So actually take a look down in the description. I'll paste a little description of what all those cards are that I found online, and I'll give the source of that. I found some stuff on a forum that people had about this, but you know, there isn't a whole lot of information online about this game, so I just wanted to put something up about it. I haven't gotten as far in the game as I'd like. I haven't beaten it, but I really, you know, I got this and I got the Initial D racing game on the PlayStation 3 at about the same time, and I just find myself coming back to this one. Somehow it's just an interesting mix of stuff. I kind of like the street racing, and I like the story elements and the collecting of the cards and the unique control scheme. And you can change that. You can do something a little more conventional if you want to map your throttle to your R2 button and your brake to your L2 button. That will relieve a little bit of hand strain from pressing very hard on those buttons, and you know, it feels a little more conventional. That's kind of nice, but I like the pressure sensitivity feature. I feel like that's something that isn't utilized very much on the PlayStation 3, so it's really refreshing to see it used in this racing game. So, you know, you might want to consider playing this game if you think it looks neat. It's definitely, shouldn't be too expensive to import. It's a kind of an older PlayStation 3 game at this point, but has a nice sense of speed, and it's just an interesting racer I wanted to let you know about. So that's all. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you'll join me again for some more Japanese video gaming related videos. Thanks for watching.